I'm trying not to cry. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, sushidragonmasters, and today I'm doing something that I haven't done in a long time, and that is a book review. Not just for one book, but for 5, because it's an entire series review for The Heroes of Olympus. I just finished the series a couple days ago from filming this. By the time this goes up, it probably would have been longer than a couple days ago. But I just enjoyed this series so much. I had written reviews for books 2 through 5. I did not write a review for the first one. I'm basically just going to explain the series as a whole for anyone who has not read it yet, and then I'm going to go into more discussion type stuff, so that way, you know, people who haven't read it yet can leave so I don't spoil them, because that would be sad if I spoiled people. I would feel very bad. So, let's get into this. The series starts off with the Lost Hero, and we meet 3 new characters that are new to the Percy Jackson world, and that is Jason, Grace, Piper McLean, and Leo Valdez. And it starts off with Jason, and he just lost all his memories. He doesn't know where he is, who all these people around him are, and of course they end up at Camp Half-Blood, and Percy is missing. So they go on this mission to try and find out what's going on, or quest, I'm sorry, for demigods it's called a quest, and then they discover that there's a prophecy that they are part of, that they must work to. Basically Percy Jackson, but more people. Sort of Percy Jackson, but sort of not, because there's Romans. So that's really fun. And if you have not read Percy Jackson the Olympians, I highly, highly recommend reading that series before you start this one. This series makes many, many references to the first series. And yes, it's a spin-off. Yes, you probably could read it without reading PJO, but I highly recommend you read Percy Jackson and the Olympians first before you go ahead and read this one, because it'll make it easier to understand and you'll laugh a little bit more. So that's all I really have to say for non-spoiler discussions. Now, I'm going to say this now. If you have read some of the books, just not all of them, I will be talking about each book individually, so you can stay until I get to the book that you haven't read yet. So, but just know, once I get to that book, I'm not just giving a brief thing, I'm talking about it in detail, so stay at your own risk. Like I said, the series starts with the Lost Hero, and I gave this book specifically a 4 out of 5. This was one of my favorites of the series. This is a great start. I thought it had a great, strong beginning that really sucks you in. You don't know what's happening, and you want to know what's happening, because I think the first sentence is literally, even before he got electrocuted, Jason was having a rotten day. I mean, that makes you go like, what? I mean, Rick Riordan is great at first lines of books, because they're always so confusing, and then you have to keep reading to understand, and then you get so into the story that you just don't want to leave. But I am going to talk specifically about the 3 new characters and my feelings on them, because I did kind of describe what this book was about and my feelings, that I really thought it was a strong beginning. I don't have many thoughts about this one, only that I missed Percy very, very much. So we're going to go on to talking about the characters. So the first one, Jason Grace. I love Jason. He is awesome. I know not many people like him, but I thought he was amazing, and he has cool hair. I mean, I just like my blondes, okay? I like the blonde guys, and then Percy. I just thought he's a great character. He's a good leader, and he's almost like Percy without the humor. So obviously Percy is better, because Percy is Percy with the humor, and humor is always better. So then we have Piper McLean, and I also really, really enjoyed her character. I really liked that she didn't really care about her appearance much, because being a child of Aphrodite, at first you're like, oh great, we're gonna have one of those people in here, but then you realize she's not really like that, And I don't know if that's just because I personally don't really care what I look like when I go out in public, because I mean, I'm not trying to impress people, so, I mean, I look like how I look, and that's just how I go about stuff. So I thought she was cool, and we're similar to each other, except not, because I'm more humorous, I like to think. I also kind of felt bad because she has all these memories of Jason and her together, and Jason doesn't have those memories because they're not real. And it's just, like, the struggle, guys. Like, think of that struggle if you had these memories with someone and then they didn't have them. It would be so hard. Then we have Leo Valdez, and I thought he was an okay character, but he was kind of got overhyped for me because everyone was saying, like, he's just like Percy. He's even better than Percy. So I was expecting another Percy, but instead of getting another Percy, I got a Leo. Because Percy is Percy, and Leo is Leo. And Leo kind of, yes, he's funny. Yes, I laugh when he does stuff. But he kind of is struggling with his past, and he's kind of depressed. And he uses humor to like, cover that. I kind of found that kind of sad. So, I still like him, I just don't like him as much as everyone else, and I do think that's probably because he was overhyped to me. And overall, I still hate Hera, because she's just evil. Then we come to the Son of Neptune. Now, I give this one a 3.75. I thought this one just kind of I wasn't feeling it. I mean, yes, we got Percy back, and I was very, very happy about that. But we also got 2 new characters, and I wasn't very thrilled about them. They weren't very thrilling to me. So we got Hazel, can't pronounce her last name, and she's a child of Pluto. Pluto is the Roman equivalent of Hades, and I have this fear that I didn't know I had until I read Percy Jackson, but I have a fear of the children of Hades. Like, they don't have to do anything to scare me, I'm just scared of them. So that's kind of why I didn't really like Hazel. I mean, she's cool and all. I just kind of, she can stay over there, and I'll stay over here, and we just won't communicate with each other. And then there was Frank, and I kind of felt, especially towards the first half of the book, Frank was kind of whiny. I mean, throughout the series it gets better, but especially in this book, he was kind of complaining about how his mom died, and he doesn't know who his dad is, and I'm just like, dude, join the club. That's so common. I know that sounds really mean, but I guess I'm just so used to all the demigods experiencing that I was just like, what are you complaining about? You're not the only one here. I thought it was really, really cute that Percy couldn't remember anything except Annabeth. That was adorable. That was awesome. And Percy's poor panda pillow pet, guys. Oh, that leads me to Octavian. What should I say about Octavian? I hate the guy. I hate him. I cannot stand Octavian. From the first time I saw him, I was like, I'm suspicious of you. Very, very suspicious. I really liked their little Alaska trip. So I really liked that horse. I think his name was it was either Arian or Arion, something like that. I don't know if it's just because I like horses or what, but it was a cool horse. I really liked that horse. And the Roman camp, New Rome, Camp Jupiter, all that is just so cool, and I loved it. And I wish we got to stay there a little longer, but we didn't. We left pretty quickly, and then we went on a quest. Frank just figures out he could turn into animals, and then he suddenly isn't as whiny. That's secret to all whininess. Just turn to animals, and then you're not whiny anymore. Moving on to the one that kills you, the Mark of Athena. So, this one, it killed me. I gave it a 4 out of 5. It was so good. I loved it. Percabeth reunited. I was so happy. It was so cool. And then they all went on the Argo too. And it was so cool and I loved it. Can you tell I like this book? So, like, when Annabeth had to go on that quest by herself, and Percy was like, no, I don't want to leave you anymore. I was like, aw, don't leave her. Don't separate Percabeth. But of course they had to be separated because nothing ever works out the way I want it to. Because, yeah, that's how life works. But this just so good. So good. Awesome. I should probably be talking about the book. So, Percy met Jason, and oh my gosh. Percy and Jason, they're just gonna be like friends forever, hopefully, in a perfect world. But you know what? There's one more series after this one, so who knows if anyone will be alive. Who knows? So, the ending of this book, Percabeth fell in Tartarus. So, that was, I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't realize it was going to be so dramatic and heartbreaking. But it is. And just, oh, no, don't do such things to me. Then we get to the one that somebody told me literally everything that was going to happen. The House of Hades. And my dog got mud on it. But this book, Percy and Annabeth, they're in Tartarus for like almost the whole thing. Tartarus is scary. It's a scary, scary place. And I don't like it. I don't want to go there. Ever. Ever in my life. And then Nico is back for this one, but again, I am scared of Hades' kids. So I didn't know how to feel about that. Didn't know how to feel about it at all. This book is like the biggest of the series, and it's very fat. I also gave this one a 4 out of 5. But like, I wish I could tell you I thought all the little plot twists were surprising, but I can't because someone told me what was going to happen, and I'm still kind of bitter about that. But then at the end of this book, so Nico and Rena and Kochech take the Athena Parthenos to Camp Hotfoot, or at least they start to. And so, in my head, I'm like, alright, they're gonna shadow travel, be there in like the next day, it's all gonna be good. But then, book 5 happened. Can you see my little tabs? I put tabs in here. So this is the final book. It's Blood of Olympus. And, oh my gosh, things went down. So, you know, like I previously stated, stupid me was like, oh yeah, Nico and Rena and Hedge, they'll be there, no problem. But this is a Riordan book. There is no such thing as no problems. There were problems! Yay! So, we have Orion chasing them, and it's, fire alarm. I didn't expect that at all. I didn't expect there to be any problems whatsoever with Nico and Rena. But there were countless problems. They were like problems everywhere. Nico almost died twice. Poor kid. Can he just catch a break? Then there was Leo with his plan. Yeah, I really approve of your plan, Leo. Wasn't funny. It was mean and cruel, and you don't do that, okay? Okay, Leo, are we okay with this? Because when I see you, you're dead for real. For real. Then, on page 395, after all the years of Percy knowing Annabeth, from the time when they first met, when they were 12, till they became a couple, Percy finally tells Annabeth that he loves her. And it was so emotional for me that I cried filming this twice. It was just seeing that kind of brought back the memories of when they first met, and they've just come so far from where they started. It's just so emotional for me. I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5. This was my favorite of the series, even though most people say it's the worst of the series and it's not the best ending. I really, really loved this ending. I thought it was amazing. I thought it wrapped everything up perfectly. If there wasn't another series coming, I still would have been perfectly okay with this. I had a single tear ready. Honestly, I am very, very, very glad that I read this series. I'm very glad I read Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I am just glad for all of Riordan's books. They all make me happy and take over my life, and now I have no life. So I feel like before ending this video, I should just take a moment to thank Leah, my friend. I will link her channel down below. She has a channel. I tag her a lot. Just thank her for pressuring me to read these books, because if I wasn't pressured to, I never would have picked up the first one, and I never would have been thrown into this world that is amazing. I know I'm not really the best at reviews, but I'm trying to do more so that I can improve. So let me know what your thoughts about the series were down below. Did you agree with me or disagree with me? I really don't care if you disagree, if you hated all the books. That's your opinion, and I have mine. Let me know who your favorite character is, not counting Percy and Annabeth. So your favorite new Heroes of Olympus character. Mine is definitely Jason. So I will see you guys next time. Bye!